Welcome to Through the Wire.
Through the wire.
Guys, we got some pretty good news. We're back for another season.
Let's give ourselves a round of applause.
Are y'all excited for this, man?
I'm really excited.
Super excited, bro.
Ain't it ironic that during free agency, we had someone not resign?
Yeah, it's a three-man show. Sign us up for the Big Three League.
I'm looking into the camera right now, and the optics of this are very weird now that Mike is not resigned.
Yeah, we got to figure out our placement. You know, it may change over the next couple episodes because I feel like me and you are too far apart right now. But give us some time. We'll figure it all out. But
he gonna be missed. I never thought it would be my day one homie that just.
And we don't want to get into specifics or anything. Just know that this is the Through the Wire cast
It's
right now.
It's business.
But something's coming up pretty big for us. We're flying out to New York City to interview an NBA player, which would be cool. So he'll be our fourth for right there. So
That's gonna be beautiful.
It's a spot open.
Shout out to HOH for making it happen for us.
And we still not telling who it is just yet. I went through this whole thing on Twitter. I gave people 3 different hints. And I'm going to give y'all the same hints. And let me know in the comment section who you think it is before the episode dropped. Hint number 1 was he's not a free agent. Hint number 2. What was my hint number 2? Oh, he's at the top of his craft. And hint number 3, he is at least a one-time All-Star. So let us know in the comment section below who you think. That's why I said at least.
Oh, so
See, you just messed it up a little bit. So he is a multiple-time All-Star. So that's
you trying to throw him off with the hints.
Yeah.
Is he left-handed or right-handed? Oh, never mind.
No, that's too much. That's too much. Just know that I saw 1,000+ replies, and not even one person got it right. So I'm ready to read the comments.
One did.
One did, but he's also an insider to the podcast, so he knew. He was just throwing it out there, but luckily nobody saw it.
But let's get into this.
Yeah.
Free agency.
Yeah.
First things first.
Oh, whoa. Literally breaking news from Shams. This is how it's about to go our next podcast, because our next podcast is the first day of free agency, basically. Klay Thompson and the Golden State Warriors plan to reach an agreement on a 5-year, $190 max contract.
That's evident.
Yeah. What was that yesterday?
But this is like official.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because y'all know Woj did the whole thing. Y'all saw that Reddit post about Woj showing favoritism to the Los Angeles Clippers.
Really?
Remember, he reported that Klay is going to do an interview with them or meet with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that false?
I mean, now it is. He got that paper.
We would have never known if it was false or true, because I always assumed that he was going to get his offer from the start, which is smart. And they even pushed Sean Livingston deadline for his little guarantee contract. So shout out to Sean Livingston. He trying to get his players back so he can win more rings. So I respect that. But the thing that I wanted to start off with about free agency was the fact that out of nowhere, one of the thought to be not most sought out, but after the top guys, Darren Collison.
Yeah,
retired.
Very weird, man. Came out of nowhere.
That was legit just a curveball out of nowhere. That was not expected.
Because he was expected to make like $10+ million a year because there's so much money around and so many people need like quality point guards. And that's what Darren Collison is. I was looking back at his stats, and like 2 years ago, he basically led the league in 3-point percentage. Granted, he was only taking like 2 or 3 a game, so it wasn't a high volume guy. But he's one of the most knockdown shooters in the league a few years ago, and it was due to his faith.
Yeah.
So we can't say anything about it. It was his faith, and I wish him nothing but the best in retirement.
Gotta respect that 10-year career, quality backup point guard for majority of that, but was also starting point guard. UCLA Bruin.
Yep.
And was good. And he's only 31 years old, which is crazy because
he had a lot left.
Yeah, in my opinion, he had like 5 more years left.
Because we were actually talking about on the show that like, what are some point guard options for the Lakers if they wanted to get multiple pieces?
So
he was one of the guys.
He was probably going to be the best fit because, I don't think Kyrie is going back, and Kemba and LeBron and AD all trying to work together. You don't know, but he can play off, play on. So that was a curveball.
I'm actually surprised that doesn't happen more often. Because at the end of it, when we talk about our job, because that's what that is for these NBA players, it's their job. Your goal is to make enough money so you can retire young, right? Mm-hmm. And when people retire at 35, 36, that's young compared to the rest of the world. I mean, my dad is going to be 50 soon, and he's still working, and he got no plans of retirement soon. So
same. I plan on doing this like even after.
Oh, trust me. Through the Wire is going to be here. But it's just weird that making millions and millions of dollars. And I know most of these people do it because they love the game, but at the same time, it's more of a a job at the end of the day.
Yeah,
you know
Jimmy
what I'm saying?
Butler came out like last year and said that he doesn't want to play past 35.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's a rumor that Kyrie was saying he want to retire when he's like 32. So
Oh, this next
That's-
contract might be hit.
yeah, might actually be his last. And quite honestly, I kind of halfway believe it when you hear from Kyrie Irving because he's so all over the place.
He's so passionate about other things other than basketball.
Yeah, he is. And
But he also flip-flops a lot.
getting into Kyrie
Facts.
Irving, I'm gonna just come out and say this right now. I think Kyrie Irving next year is going to have the year we thought he was going to have this year. I think the criticism, I think his moments of poor leadership, and just reflecting on the whole Boston situation and how he acted when leaving Cleveland. I think he's going to take all of that, reflect, and come back and have a very strong year. Now, of course, the height of that season depends on where he goes
Yeah.
and who he's playing with and things like that. But in a sense of him actually playing and competing, I think we're gonna see a much better year. And I'm not really sold that Kyrie Irving is just like this disappointing guy. Like I'm gonna continue to say it. I think that Boston situation was very, very weird for all of them involved, and I kind of give all of them a pass, including Brad Stevens. I know a lot of people was kind of like, we were looking at him as one of the top coaches, which was crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying he was ever like Greg Popovich, even though people was prematurely saying that.
Yeah.
But I'm also not going to pretend like he just ain't shit no more. And the same thing with the other players. You know, I think Jason Tatum will bounce back. I think it's good that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum can now be the focal point of it. You know, also leading to another topic on here, the Kemba Walker.
Yeah, that's so funny to me.
is eyeing there, and you know, Horford is gone, so I think Robert Williams, a young sitter that they drafted last year, can get more opportunity, and I think they just on pace to have, you know, a better situation without Kyrie, and Kyrie having a better situation without them.
I always wondered this question, and I may have posed this question to y'all before, but we're going to take different perspectives. As a fan of the team, let's say you're a fan of the Boston Celtics, they signed Kemba Walker, right? That team is not a championship team.
They're
right?
a playoff
I don't
team.
get it.
They're a playoff team, right? They'll probably be a 4 or 5 seed. You know, basically
Yep.
what they were this year. You just basically substituting Al Horford and Kyrie for Kemba. That probably doesn't equal more wins. As a fan, does that make you happy just to be a good team, but maybe not a great team?
It's two type of fans. It's the fan that doesn't understand that viewpoint that you just gave, and then there's the fan that's really in it that knows. Yeah, it's a big name, but does it equal to more wins?
Yeah.
So it's like the fan that's like, I don't know. I guess it's a casual fan who will probably know. Oh, well, we lost Kyrie, but we got another All-Star back. Yeah. But I wouldn't be happy because I know it doesn't equal to the wins.
Yeah.
That's the
Okay.
ultimate thing.
So let's say front office then. You're a front office guy. Oh, we got Kemba Walker. We got another guard that we can put up on the stands. You'll see Kemba Walker jerseys. You'll probably sell tickets again. From that standpoint, are you okay with just being a good team and maybe not a great team?
I think front offices look at it differently. I think they look at it more so as like a money aspect that Kemba's going to bring in
Revenue.
the attention and the revenue, and the ticket prices can go up again, and then they'll always be competitive, but they'll just never be that good. And it depends on the front office. Do some front offices want to be championship contenders, or are some of them okay with just coasting?
Because, yeah, even just coasting, you make millions of dollars for like revenue and stuff. So I just wanted that because I see a lot of fans that are like championship or bust. But I think there is some value with just being good and just being fun. Like those Bulls teams that we didn't grow up with because we were already old. But like the Derrick Rose, Jimmy Butler.
They were always right there.
They were fun.
Yeah.
You know, and even though we never reached that pinnacle, we can always look back in that time and be like, man, I enjoyed that team. It was super fun to watch.
Always one piece away. You know, they had the Ronnie Brewers one year, Rip Hamilton, they could Keith Bogans.
They tried them all.
If they could never just hit it on the head.
Well, no, we had that one year where we were on pace, but then Derrick Rose tore his ACL.
Yeah.
That was the year we had
But even then, I can't say.
We had the best bench in the league that year.
We would have
But
to.
y'all didn't have the best team.
We would have had to go against Bron though.
Yeah,
Eventually, Bron was going to step up.
Bron, Bosch, and so.
I just always think that's interesting because I'm not saying the people that think
Shout out
championship
John
or bust.
Salmons as well.
The people that think that championship or bust, I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I just think there is some value with just being good, but not like mediocre good. I'm not saying Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
There's no value in that.
Like Portland Trailblazers.
The Portland Trailblazers is a perfect example,
Yeah.
right? That there's value in just being a constant playoff team, and then eventually maybe that year comes where you hit the conference finals.
Or you get
hit
that
the
free
finals.
agent, or that free agent be like, oh, I want to be that missing piece.
I think that the Portland Trailblazers off season is about to be amazing.
I think
we'll
so
talk
too.
about that when we get to it.
Or you get a chance, knock on wood, because you never want to hope this, and maybe you don't even as a competitor want to win like this, but you don't control those type of things. But now when you have a Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant potentially out for a year, you have now a year where you have to go for it.
Now the window's open for everybody.
Yes, and as far as the Boston Celtics, I'm not really that much of a fan of it, unless they have something else in their back pocket that I don't know. But I think because Tatum, Brown, Smart, Rozier had such a good run without Kyrie, just do it again. You know what I mean? Just do it again. I understand from that aspect, you got to think about how much you would have to pay Rozier because he's a restricted free agent. Somebody might throw him something ridiculous.
I feel like the Bulls are going to be the guys.
I feel like the Hornets will be, especially if they lose Kemba. They have interest in him.
They can lose Kemba and Jeremy Lamb this season.
Yeah, and so they'll be real desperate.
Because both of those guys are quality players that can fit in.
Quality. That's why it is so crazy because it's. That's why the front office shit is so important. What you just was saying, because you have two guys like there who, if you just put a little extra around that right there, they be good.
Yeah,
that team was hanging in there to be in the playoffs last year with Kemba and just him. Basically, Malik Monk didn't really. He played better, but he didn't have a sophomore year that I was hoping he would have.
Yeah.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is, I guess, a cool guy, but he's not nobody that's.
He's a quality player, but nothing much more than that.
And I'm not sure if he's the best fit for a Kemba Walker type guy.
No.
Marvin Williams was more effective next to Kemba than him. And then you drafted Cody Zeller. He was a lottery pick. I never saw the potential of him being an all-star. Miles Bridges was a solid pick, and then you drafted P.J. Washington, who I think would be good if you still had a Kemba. But if you lose Kemba, I'm not sure P.J. Washington is how effective he can be.
I think that's why our show's great, because me and you have such different opinions on a lot of stuff. Because when if you were a front office, you're drafting for potential. Like this guy can maybe someday be a star.
Depending on what my team is.
Right. Okay.
The Hornets are ass. So they always drafted potential.
So I'm thinking about.
But they have a bad history of drafting.
Cody Zeller was the 4th pick. Okay, now that.
Click on that. Click on 2013.
2013.
And hindsight 2020.
Hindsight
but
is
I'm just
2020.
telling y'all, because I've been watching college basketball since I was 7 years old.
So these are the picks right after them: Alex Len, Nerlens Noel, Ben McLemore, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Trey Burke, and then you get to C.J. McCollum, who ended up being very good, and then Giannis was 15. So this draft class on its own was not good.
That's fine, but a lot of these guys can play basketball, and a lot of times when it's NFL and NBA especially, because MLB has minor league systems, a lot of times the careers of these players go a certain way based off where they're drafted.
Yeah, 100%.
So you look at a guy like
You want to go back to 2013?
yeah, my bad.
2013.
You look at a guy like Ben McLemore, who went 7th,
Sacramento.
but he went to Sacramento.
Yeah.
Who had Thomas Robinson was the 5th overall pick for them. They drafted Jimmer with a lottery pick. That was just a bad situation.
Yeah.
Who knows if you put him next to Kemba, what that could be? I would have more potential with that than Cody Zeller. I could have. I told you from. I don't want to say I told you, but like I was saying when me and my homie was watching this draft, and I even remember calling my pops like, "Yo, they just took Cody Zeller at 4." Cody Zeller was cool in college, but I mean, sheesh, Cody Zeller.
Well, yeah, they're the worst drafting team in this decade. Right in front of the Suns. But this team. That's why I hope that they break the curse with P.J. Washington, because I automatically be like, oh well, he's not going to be anything because he's playing for the Hornets, and they got they got MJ, MJ's not calling the shots, but he has a part in it at least. So I don't know, the Hornets' future. They're probably going to be the worst team in the league next year if Kemba Walker and Jeremy Lamb leaves. But not probably. They will be the worst team in the league, I would guess, unless you get a breakout from Dwayne Bacon or Malik Monk. One of those guys step up.
They have to. You have to bank.
We don't
on
know.
It, man. You have to. They one of those dudes have to step up.
If you're Kemba, are you resigning?
No.
I don't think so either.
No, and especially when I heard the rumor of
them not offering him
$60 million less. I know he said he would take less, but $60 million less is
that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Think about all he's done for that season.
Now that goes to the part of loyalty. Why is he's loyal to the team that wouldn't even give him everything that he's given everything to?
Right.
Yeah. And
So
then it's like,
crazy.
I'm not coming back to a team and taking $60 million less for y'all to just give it to Cody Zeller and Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, because even after they drafted Cody Zeller, he got an extension.
Yeah, pretty big one too.
He got an extension. Jordan signed him to the Jordan brand. Like all those guys get drafted and go to the Jordan brand. It's just weird over there. And like for example, the Hornets, they took PJ Washington, who I think is a very solid player. Kind of reminds me of like David West. I was hearing somebody say, and I was like, oh shit, a modern David West. But I had him like a Markieff Morris type guy in our generation.
And at 12, if you end up getting Markieff Morris, that's not terrible. Sekou, I love Sekou.
I would have taken him with the 12th pick
because that's a project, and you got nothing for your future anyway. You might as well just try to go boom or bust.
Boom, and he's the youngest player in the draft with a bunch of potential. And if Kemba leaves, you hand him like the keys and just let him mold.
I watched his pro day like workout. He was draining them, and they like one of his question marks though was like his shooting ability. And then he came to the workout and he was like, "No, I can shoot the ball. I just didn't do it while I was overseas.
Yeah,
I can shoot." And they say
he can handle.
Yes, he's like.
Pascal
good. Yes, he's good. And he might be a project because, again, I think he's just 19. He was literally the youngest guy in the draft.
Yep.
That's a guy I would have drafted. 100%.
And you see the Pistons took him. He's not a small forward. He's a power forward.
Yeah,
they say, fuck it. We going best player available.
Uh-huh.
Blake and DeAndre are good, but they probably not going to be here for too long because they can't win together. So somebody going to have to go, and they'll probably
I hope it's Blake.
Be Blake. Mm-hmm. They're probably like, man, we can't have him just
not
killing himself in here. So I would have taken him. And we even see them in Milwaukee. The Bucks did it with Greek Freak.
Yep. Yeah. And it turned out to be spectacular.
Like, who the hell is that?
Let's just take this dude who's a project and just, I don't know, foaming with potential and go let him have it. And boom. But, I got to cut him some slack because they didn't know they was going to have PJ Washington. I don't even know how he even got you.
I don't know how, because we were talking about him with the Celtics. I think the Celtics next season, let's say they do get Kemba, which is rumored that they're the front runner, whatever.
Which is still so
it is crazy to think about the point guard rotation they had. Isaiah Thomas, MVP candidate that 1 year. Then they get Kyrie Irving, who we all agree is a top 3 point guard in the league. And then they get Kemba Walker. Like their point guard rotation has been crazy over the last 4 years. But
do you think Terry Rozier leaves if they sign Kemba?
100%.
Definitely, without a doubt. Even if he didn't want to leave, the Boston Celtics.
They like, no, we're not matching. Even if it's 2 years, $10 million, they like, no, we good.
Is there any teams that would be better for Kemba?
For Kemba?
Dallas would be great.
Dallas is the one. That was the one I thought would be the front runner.
Him, Luka, Porzingis.
And I still think that they're probably gonna get him.
I think they're gonna have a good free agency.
But there's also rumors that they're the ones that promised Al Horford that 4-year contract.
I like that too. See, they're in a win-win situation because if you go that route, Luka's just your ball handler. You got Porzingis and Al Horford, high IQ, passing, shooting, defensive.
That defensive front court will be crazy.
Yeah, because Porzingis is a shot blocker and Al Horford is a paint protector.
Yep.
So it's just like the perfect match, and they both can shoot.
You don't have to pressure Porzingis into playing center coming off the injury, which is something he doesn't want to do. So, and now you give Luka the ability to have the floor spaced, and now he don't even have to be high usage because Al Horford is such a good elbow passer, and Porzingis can be in the corner if you have a Horford at the elbow, pick and roll with either or. They both can. That's just crazy.
Yeah, this is gonna be obvious. We're gonna see in the week from now obvious winners and losers of free agency.
Sacramento loses if they give Barnes that contract.
It's a done deal.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
But
let's talk about that.
See, it is an overpay, right? We can all agree that they paid him.
Sometimes you have to do that though.
Exactly. That's my point.
But is he a player worth overpaying for?
Who else could they get though? Realistically,
they don't have. Nobody's going to Sacramento for an interview.
I'm really curious to why Kylie Stein are asking out. Why is he asking out?
I don't know.
Nobody's taking minutes from him. They didn't draft a center. Oh, Marvin Bagley. And then there were rumors that Bagley wanted to play the 5 more anyway. Yeah.
And then they still have Harry Giles, who they believe is going to be good one day. So maybe Willie Cauley-Stein's like,
he did the I'm quitting, I'm not fired.
Right, exactly. But we will see obvious winners of free agency. But the Harrison Barnes thing, sometimes you have to do that. They made the trade for him at the trade deadline. They knew that his contract was going to be up.
But they didn't give up shit for him.
They gave up Justin Jackson and basically they gave up some dead money. They gave up some dead money. But I think that fit-wise, he does with the team. And they weren't going to get interviews from anybody else. So let's break back our guy. And but I think that we're about to go in a direction similar to 2016, but maybe not to that extreme because people are smarter now. Yeah. But like those quality players, and Harrison Barnes is a quality one, you're going to overpay him.
JJ Redick will get
another time.
We're going to be like, whoa. We're going to be like, whoa. Because you need those guys who could just do those specialists in the NBA are getting bags. Yeah. Just being a shooter will get you a lot of money in the league today. just being a rebounder, just being a shot blocker. Somebody like Dwayne Dedman might make a lot of money because, hey.
You know who I think is about to make a lot of money, and we're going to be like, wait, what? Maybe not a lot, but a lot for him, Maxi Kleber.
Oh, yeah, from the Mavericks.
Because he had one of the highest shot block percentages in the league this year. He didn't play many minutes. And he can shoot the ball. He's like the modern guy, but we just don't know. I think he's already 28, so we
Dallas
don't know.
fans love him. They know if he ain't coming back, he's a fan favorite out there. He's like, that guy that didn't play a lot, but all the fans love. So if he don't come back,
like a Brian Scalabrine.
Shout out to my boy Max Levy. He gonna be pissed if he don't go back.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna be one of those guys because he run the 4 or the 5. He's just seemed like a quality player. But I wanted to talk about the Portland Trail Blazers because I did bring it up before I forget. With the door being wide open in the Western Conference, and maybe it's not that wide open because of what the Lakers have done, and we'll talk about that. It's they can make the trade for like a Kevin Love,
yes,
and not even have to give up that much.
They need to
because the Cavs do value Kevin Love, but what do they value more? Future assets. So you throw in future assets, a couple first-round picks. I don't know if you throw in Azir Little. I mean, he's got the potential to be great, so I don't know if you want to do that, but some first-round picks, you give them some dead money, you throw in Miles Leonard, just so the Cavs don't have that big-ass contract on their books. You may have a deal. And right now, with the Warriors being down, this is the time to make that deal because Kevin Love will fit perfectly at that.
I also like the fit of Tobias Harris. I would like for them to try to make a shot at him. I feel like he would be.
Where did the money come in from him?
They would have to make money, so they would have to trade the same future assets with first-round picks attached or second-round picks attached.
That you trade for Kevin Love.
Yeah. Already under contract. He fits. There's no timeline because now it's a timeline, but I think that
I miss seeing Kevin Love playing
like
basketball at a high level. The games he played in Cleveland, I didn't give a damn about. I don't even remember.
Pretty sure he doesn't give a damn about those games either.
Like 22 games, he's like, fuck.
And then now it's like every time he gets any type of injury, he's not going to suit up. He's not going to play through shit for the fucking Cavs. So I don't blame him. He's going to over exaggerate every ankle twist, and he goes to Portland. It's a beautiful fit, and
he's winning. He's guaranteed a playoff spot.
They would have a front court of what? Nurkic and him?
Yep. And then Dame and CJ. And then probably Mo Harkless at the 3.
If that's the case, then you can. If you have to, then go ahead and throw in Nasir Little. I'm sorry. I think he has high potential. I think he fits perfectly with them. But now that I'm thinking about on paper, Dame, CJ, Love, Nurkic, man, you can go and get you a mid-level wing. Go sign Wayne.
Well, no, they would have Mo Harkless. He would still be there.
I don't. Let him go. I'm sorry, but you would need some type of. So I prefer him at the 4 anyway. Me personally.
If Nurkic follow his recovery plan, he can return around October, so he'll be there for the beginning of the season. Which is crazy. You think about how gruesome that injury was. That he can be back.
I mean, it was gruesome,
months.
but it was only just a broken leg.
Yeah.
So broken leg, surgery, heal. You back out there.
Lakers.
Nah, I don't get it, man. I don't want to watch basketball if Kawhi goes there. It's not fun. It's not gonna be fun. It would literally there wouldn't be no reason to watch it.
But look. You know, I've said that he's gonna resign. But listen, it makes the most sense for him to go to LA if we're really thinking about it.
But just the other side though.
Yeah.
Was that
just the Clippers, not to the Lakers? That would legit just be him saying, "Just give me the ring." Like they're gonna win a championship.
I don't want to see it also because of my selfish views. A report came out that part of the pitch LeBron is going to be saying in the meetings is that he'll take the back seat. I don't want to see that. I want to see LeBron revenge. Everybody was throwing dirt on my name. They forgot. Y'all know who I am. I'm the best to ever do this shit. I got them lame ass youngsters off the team. Now I'm about to come at y'all throats. I'm number 6 now. Like it's all. I'm just ready for that. I don't want to see that. And then Kawhi is there.
Then it would just guarantee the West will win the championship for the next few years. Because then once KD and Clay come back, if they resign, then it's just going to be between which those teams make it to the.
I just
NBA
think
finals.
if I was, and I don't want to do this because our next episode I got a game that's kind of like this, so I'm going to probably repeat myself. But if I was one of these guys like Kawhi or KD, and I wasn't going to New York for that matter. My next goal would be to go to L.A., but to the opposite side of where LeBron is, and I'm battling him. We both in L.A. We both going for it, and I'm going to out-fucking play him and the Lakers. Because that's much of a story than joining him. Mm-hmm. If Kawhi went to the Clippers and the Clippers won the championship and beat the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals.
Call him the GOAT. I mean, don't go that far, but call him the greatest in the league right now.
It makes his legacy crazy.
He did make the LA a Clipper town at that point.
Yeah, I don't think that even if they did win the championship, it would still be Lakers town. But The reason I say that is because, listen, like, he's already tapped up the Toronto market. He can leave right now, and everybody's still buying New Balance shoes in Canada, right? Because he brought them that championship. And if he is a man about his business, LA is a place to be. But we don't know if that's true about Kawhi. We don't know his real priorities. Other than, like, before he got traded, it was rumored that he wanted to go to the Lakers or the Clippers.
My thing is this. If he was going to go back, he wouldn't even be having meetings. Because why would you even want to have the opportunity for somebody to sell you something if you that sold on going? You know, like, I wouldn't, if I'm so sold on, like, this is through the wire. House of Highlights. I'm not taking no meeting on ESPN because I don't even give a damn.
Well,
I'm so invested.
3 of us didn't take the meeting.
I'm so here that it's like, who cares what they even saying? Do that make sense? I don't want to sound crazy.
I don't even think the Raptors have anything to sell to him. He just won a championship with them.
But they're gonna have the last meeting.
Yeah, I know.
I'm thinking, like, so LeBron's free agency last season, he didn't actually go to the meetings. I think Rich Paul went for him with the 76ers. Even though the whole world knew he was going to be a Laker, right? We all knew that he was going to be a Laker. It was just a matter of time. When was he actually going to sign? Mm-hmm. So I literally think that part of taking the meetings is like free dinner at this 5-star restaurant.
For LeBron and Rich Paul, though. It's some reason that they went. Maybe they were really considering it. Because, I mean, we all guessed that he was going to go to the Lakers, but maybe they looked at the young guys, was like, let's just see what
I'm so glad he didn't go there, though.
Yeah.
Because Ben Simmons would have been traded right now, too.
Yeah, look, Ben Simmons would probably be on the Lakers. They would have probably swapped all their youngest for him, and he would have to go for
Oh, my God.
That would have been crazy.
Terrible.
Then we had to flop
Lonzo,
AD.
Ingram, and LeBron be like, yeah, we got Zoe and Ingram with me and Embiid. Now I feel like we're going to really be sexy. We're going to do our thing, and then he'd have to go through that again.
So another report came out from Woj just right now. The Denver Nuggets are picking up Paul Millsap's $30 million option, which kind of
makes sense.
It kind of takes them out of free agency, though.
Yeah, it does.
Because I thought they were going to decline and restructure it, though he takes less money.
It don't make sense at all.
But here we are. They pretty much gets them out of free agency.
I'm pretty sure we've been saying
it's a team option.
It was a team option. It was them.
I'm pretty sure we've been saying since the start of the season that they were going to decline that.
Yeah. And then, like, try to sign someone and roll out Trey Lyles at the 4.
Or maybe Paul Millsap was like, bro, if you don't take this $30 million, then I'm gone. And then can they afford to lose him? Defensively, he was their man. But I don't know. But they pretty much pulled themselves out of free agency.
That's another thing about Kemba Walker, too. Like, the Hornets got nothing for him.
Yeah. I don't get why he would want to play them.
One of the teams we used to always trade him to was the Nuggets, and you could have got like a Jamal Murray. Now you get nothing.
Yeah.
Now you get nothing.
And then don't ask him to do a sign and trade because you already lowballed him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people keep saying that maybe KD will do a sign and trade with the Warriors. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
That makes no sense. I don't understand that.
If the Knicks did some shit like that, I would be upset.
Because the reason you go to a team is to play with the people. And if they're trading everything for you, what's the point?
It's mellow.
So I've never understood the sign and trade. And it has happened before in the NBA. It actually happened a decent amount. But how many of those times has it worked out to benefit the guy on his new team?
Didn't it happen with Jimmy? Didn't we sign and trade Jimmy?
No. We just gave him straight up. We just gave him straight up at the draft. Because the reason we traded him because he had 2 years, and you can tell the Timberwolves, well, you can convince him to re-sign, just give him 2 years. But a sign and trade, it's just very
Paul
weird.
Did sign and trade, but it's sign and trades that make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then the sign and trades, where if you're trading half the team,
what's the point? There's really no point.
How do you feel about the Knicks eyeing Boogie and the Twins?
And the Twins?
Yeah. It came out that they were eyeing
Marcus
Boogie.
Morris, not Marquis.
Oh, I thought it said Twins, like with an S on it.
Nah, I didn't see Twins. I saw Marcus Morris, which has been reported. I don't feel anyway. I don't know why people make a big deal. A 1-year deal? You have to spend the money in order to get it back next year. Like, we can't not sign nobody and just say, we just going to keep, you have to spend the money. You have to spend a certain amount to get that money back next year. So, yeah, give it to them 1 deal. Now, if you said 5-year deal, then it's different. But if you don't get these top dudes, you're going to have to spend the money. So, I'm prepared for somebody to get a 1-year deal, take the risk on Boogie, let him show out here. Maybe, let me ask you this question. What if we did that and Boogie was an all-star? What if he averaged 27 and 12 in 4 assists?
You look like a genius.
Right? And then what if he didn't? You let him go, right? So
low risk, high reward, I guess.
Thank you. And I'm all with it. Yeah, I'm all with it. So, it's no big deal to me. I know I see a lot of people on there trying to joke and clown. Yeah, it don't matter to me. We got to spend the money. Go ahead. Take some guys, overpay them for a year, see if they can go crazy and we can find a diamond in the rough. If not, they ass can all go home next year and we got our money right back. And that's all it is. I'm all about rebuilding and keeping the cap. People think because if we don't get Kevin Durant, it's like we all just about to cry and just be fucking suicidal. Like, it's not that at all. At all. I'm happy regardless. Of course you want the big guys. Of course you want Kyrie, Kemba. Of course you want that. But if we don't get it, I mean, it's nothing I can do. It makes no sense for me to be crying in the corner. I mean, free agency is going to continue to happen. People are going to continue to demand trades. And as long as we have that cap flexibility, we'll be able to always be players in those situations. Always.
I'm interested to see how Kyrie and Kevin Durant play together because they're both very sensitive guys.
What
and
makes you think they're going to play together?
Because they, like multiple reports just keep coming out.
A report came out that Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard are having conversations.
Also one about Jimmy and Kawhi.
I don't know where they could go together.
Yeah, we don't know. That's the best part. We can have ideas.
What if Kawhi and KD came to New York?
That's dangerous.
Is it?
Yeah.
How would you feel about that?
I wouldn't care. The Bulls are still going to be very good. That's all I'm worried about.
Wait, we're going to be very good?
Very good, yeah.
Eventually.
Okay, yeah.
Not next year, but
I like that.
Because Cancer, I mean, you're right. Cancer can't come in and control.
Listen, I like Cancer's heart. I like his aggressiveness.
I like everything about him.
But don't bring him to the Chicago.
He does not fit.
Do not. Bro, we were basically the worst defensive team in the league. We can't afford to just keep signing bad defenders.
Then we just signed a defensive big man that we would like to roll out.
Yeah, man. It just don't make sense.
It would just be the same thing in New York. Cantor doesn't want to sit and watch the young guys develop.
Exactly.
It would be the same shit.
But
then we would just have to trade
It
him.
wouldn't because we were trying to purposely lose. Y'all wouldn't be trying to purposely lose. So he'd get minutes. He probably wouldn't start, but he'd play significant minutes.
Let me play back up. I got this little graph before we move on to the next topic. This is the most hated NBA players from every state. Can you guess? Well, Pierre's already looking. Mm-hmm. Illinois. Who's the most hated player in NBA in the NBA from Chicagoans?
If he say something wrong, I'm slapping you. So think about it.
The most hated
Come
player.
on, Derek.
Current player.
I don't know.
Guess, bro. You're a Bulls fan, right?
Okay.
Those Derrick Rose teams that we talked about. Mm-hmm. How are y'all not making it to the finals those years?
Oh, LeBron.
LeBron is the most hated player.
My gosh.
Who's the most hated player?
I was thinking about players from that state.
Oh, no, just in the entire league.
Yeah. I apologize.
Yeah.
I thought you just was like,
Who's the most hated player in Louisiana?
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis is the right answer.
I didn't even see Anthony Davis.
Yeah, he's all the way down here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Who's the most hated player in Utah? I know it's. Yeah, I know.
I don't know. I just looked at it and I don't even know.
It's a player that they go against pretty often because they're in the same
Russell
conference.
Westbrook.
It's not Russell Westbrook.
Whoa.
That is a good guess, though. That is a very
I didn't
good
see
guess.
Russell Westbrook on the map, so that's why I didn't guess.
Oh.
He's also a guy that they.
That ain't James Harden that was over there.
It is James Harden. It is James Harden. He's beat them twice in the playoffs the last 2 years, and people love and hate James Harden. But the last one, the whole northeast top of the map, like above New York,
Which
is Kyrie Irving.
What?
That's because that's the Boston.
Oh, yeah, that's the Boston area.
All the Boston area fans, Kyrie Irving is the most hated player in the league. That's insane. That's insane. And then a lot of them, you have Kevin Durant for like a lot of places.
We at one point in our life wrote all of these down.
What do you
Y'all
mean?
ever did the test where you had to name?
Oh, yeah, name all the states.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, at one point in my life, I knew this whole map. Like, I still know majority of it.
It was
obviously,
like,
but I knew Maine, South Dakota, specifically where they were.
they did like a thing in my school where like you didn't get a certain thing if you couldn't get 100%. Like you could take it as many times as you want.
Yeah, no, I think that's every
forget.
school. We
Oh,
did
that's
the
every
same thing. You
school?
had to get
Okay.
it right. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that means nothing to me.
If I
right
see
now.
the state, I could tell which one it is. But
I can only do it for like Texas and Florida.
Ooh. Just know that Through the Wire YouTube channel is coming very soon. And the first video I already have planned out. I ain't even told y'all yet, but that just reminded me of it. Remind me.
Yeah.
We got one in the vault that will be coming out. But after
mean the
that,
first- oh.
the first one in like the new place and everything. All right, so
should that be the first one overall? Who knows?
we'll discuss.
Yeah,
We'll discuss it.
D'Angelo Russell is officially a restricted free agent.
Yes.
The Nets gave him a qualifying offer yesterday, so that makes things very interesting. I don't know if they kind of losing faith in the Kyrie thing. I don't know if they had a deadline to give him the qualifying offer as well. But now, because of that, whoever offers him a contract, that means the Nets cannot now match it for our viewers out there that might not understand qualifying offer, restricted
Yes.
free agency. 76ers say they're confident that they can keep Jimmy and Tobias Harris.
Which is a bit weird to me. I think they could probably keep one of the two, and I'm thinking it's
Yeah.
Jimmy, but he's such a weird player himself where we don't really know his priorities, but we can guess that it's the
How do y'all
bag.
feel about the Rockets trying to do the sign and trade for him?
I think that Daryl Morey is a genius, but pulling this off is damn near impossible. It's damn near impossible.
It would just mess up their whole team.
I don't like it.
So they said that they already have a team that's willing to do the Clint Capella deal if Jimmy Butler agrees. But with that, I don't know who I was listening to that said this, but somebody was like, what's the point of having 3
Ball-dominant players.
ISO-heavy, ball-dominant players who have a reputation of being hotheads?
Yep.
Why did James Harden get a reputation?
I think it's just because of their feud with Chris Paul.
Oh.
I think that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
But like
Chris Paul and Jimmy Butler, yeah, but James Harden just be hooping.
Yeah.
it's so weird. I mean, is he the perfect fit? And I
No.
don't think so.
He's far from the fucking
Because
perfect
he's not going to want to just sit there and spot up. I think
and you don't want him from that.
No.
And then their team about analytics, Jimmy Butler taking mid-range
jumpers.
twos is like that completely is against what they've done for an entire 4 or 5 seasons now.
Your 1 and your 3 would both be mid-range shooters.
Yeah, just
And I think that the thing that makes them so good is having Eric Gordon and PJ Tucker who are okay with watching James
And
Harden.
Clint Capella.
But for the Sixers, if they can get some guys like that just sit
Then
around, PJ Tucker, Eric
they would be
Gordon with
just
JJ
crazy.
Redick, and then it would benefit from them.
see that's a situation where sign and trade makes sense
Ben Simmons
because
would thrive
they need to get
with
that money off. The Rockets need to get the money off, and then the Clippers get to bring in some veteran players that can help their younger
76ers.
guys. The 76ers get to bring in some veteran players for the younger guys. So that's a situation where the sign and trade would work. But at the same time, Philly, there's no real reason for them to do that at the end of the day.
Why help? Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Rockets would just be a bad team at that point. Not a bad team,
Yeah, they
but
would
they're...
be, I know what you mean. Deep into the playoffs, we would be like, oh, look, Jimmy Butler and why are we surprised that it's not working now in the Western Conference Finals? But Jimmy Butler and the Heat. We saw Dwayne Wade on Twitter flirting with the idea of unretiring if the Heat get Jimmy Butler. Y'all think him serious? Or is that
No, I
just
don't take that man serious.
I don't know.
But then again, maybe I should.
I don't...
'Cause
I feel
he's-
like D-Wade wouldn't say that if it wasn't true.
He still had a lot in the tank too. Like
Yeah.
he had a good season. So
I think he knows that. He definitely knows that. I think he retired simply just for family and like he just had a baby with Gabrielle Union
Yeah.
and like all that. That's the main reason why he retired.
realistically, if they get Jimmy Butler, it's not like they're a title contender either. So
No.
Dwayne Wade to be coming out of retire, basically to just to play with his
hang
homie.
with his homie,
Yeah,
yeah.
to hang with his homie.
Which you can do
would he
anyway.
do that? Sure. But he
But
can
then
also
again,
do
what
that any other time.
They in LA.
Yeah, they can-
His son going to school with Brian. So I mean, they're gonna be really living in LA. I don't know. Like
Yeah, I don't
Derek
think
said,
it- I
just
don't
had
think
the
it's
baby.
happening.
And then why would Jimmy Butler? I'm sorry.
It just don't.
Seems like Jimmy Butler's just on everybody's radar right now.
It would more be the reason for him to go there is the lifestyle of Miami more than
And he have his
anything.
own team.
Yeah, but
I like the Heat though. I just think they have to make some moves. I think you got to get rid of Whiteside, which I know is easier said than done.
yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
say that.
Dragic.
30
But
million.
underneath that shit, I think you have a nice Justice Winslow, Bam Adebayo. I like Josh Richardson. Even if you don't plan on keeping him, I like him for trade bait. You know, who else did they just draft? Tyler Herro.
Yeah.
So I like what they're doing. Oh, they even got KZ Okpala from Stanford. So they doing some nice things. You can always rely on Pat Riley to get the job done. But Andre Iguodala, I want to talk about him.
Yep.
Okay.
First of all, I've been reading his book. It's very good. Very, very, very good.
Is it very so? A lot. So I read Ray Allen's book, and I read it the entirety. Very disappointed because there was no like very behind the scenes because like we see them on the court, but we know they have lives outside of that.
Yeah.
We don't know what the locker room is really like. So when I'm reading the NBA player's book, that's what I'm looking for. Ray Allen didn't have that.
You're looking to
Does
figure
Iggy-
out like the Rondo's drama and all that.
Exactly. I want to know the dirty stuff that the
Well,
public may not know.
I'm only 2 chapters in, but it's going to get there. I can tell by how he's talking because he's already hinted at, which is, I don't want to spoil anything, but one of the things I want to talk to the person we're talking to next episode even kind of deals with this because some similarities there. But Andre Iguodala was making hints that Lute Olson, his college coach, was purposely holding him back so that he wouldn't leave for the draft early.
Interesting.
Wow.
And he said, we'll get to that later, though. Like, it'll come up later in the book. But throughout the first 2 chapters, he's just talking about, you know, being a kid, his upbringing, and different things like that. Y'all know he from Springfield. He's talking about, you know, being a basketball player early, not knowing how good he was, and different things like that. How he was real good, and then he came back to school one year in like 8th grade, and everybody had a growth spurt except him. And he wasn't that good no more. He was like, dang. And so he's like, I'm realizing, was I really even that good, or was I just bigger than everybody? Now everybody else is big too, and I'm not even that good no more. Shit that used to work for me, not working no more. Then he came back to school and was 6'4". And his coach was like, one of his coaches saw him like, hey, come here. He was like, damn, why are you so excited? And then he realized, I'm 6'4". He talked about playing JJ Redick before he was JJ Redick. But yeah, it's gearing up to that. It's gearing up to that for sure, because it's very insightful. He talked about a lot of different things. He talked about race. He talked about a lot. And I like it thus far. It's a book that has been hard for me to put down.
So you're reading it. You're not doing like the audiobook thing?
I'm reading that motherfucker. I'm reading. I got a notepad.
I'd probably download the audiobook for like our flight or something.
Yeah. I'm a reading type of guy. I read with a notepad and I'd be
taking notes.
Yeah. But the shit to take notes upon ain't came up yet because it was just upbringing. I don't care that his mom was 6 foot.
I'm gonna skip those first couple chapters.
But yeah, you know, it's the second chapter is called Confidence, which I think is the main thing about basketball. Because you know, Steph Curry was always a good shooter, but when he got the confidence, he started shooting from 40 feet out.
Right.
That Mark Jackson brought upon.
That's the difference maker. Shout out to Mark Jackson, who I brought up on Twitter, and people was talking to me like Mark Jackson ain't shit. And that's another thing. Why we even here?
Iggy talked about him recently.
He did
on a podcast.
He did. That was after we had the discussion on Twitter. So what happened was the Washington Wizards. We found out that they drafted Ruchi Hachimura at 9 and didn't meet with him or have a draft workout. And when he got his introductory press conference, the VP, to some people, jokingly, I'm going to put in air quotations, said, you can shoot the 3, right? And Wizards fans are so quick to come to defend. Oh, he was joking, obviously. And somebody like me was like, I don't know if he was joking. Y'all didn't meet with him or have a workout. I'm not really sure. And then I was going in like, damn, I can't believe that I don't have a front office job when you got motherfuckers like this. And I think I'm overqualified at this point. And a lot of different fans was like, hey, come on our team. Somebody's like, come to the Thunder. I said I would take that immediately. Somebody asked me, what's the first move I would make? I said, hire Mark Jackson. Another fan says to me, you always bring Mark Jackson up when there's a coaching vacancy, and he ain't even that spectacular. So my reply was all of the shit that Mark Jackson was a part of when he first came to the Warriors. Drafting Clay, drafting Harrison Barnes, Draymond Green, and Festus Ezeli in one draft. You know, taking that team from 23 wins to 47, being a 6th seed, upsetting the 3rd seed Nuggets, which eventually made Iggy come to the Warriors. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but Iggy said that himself. When they got beat, he looked at the team like, oh, they just need one more piece. Hopefully that piece can be me.
Wait. He pulled a Kevin Durant?
Basically.
Oh, my God, Iggy.
Basically.
So much respect.
He said, Steph was baby Jesus. And he said he just loved that backcourt, and he loved smart, intelligent bigs like Bogut and David Lee at the time, but I guess you could put Draymond in there now. And then he liked Harrison Barnes. So he's like, shit, if I go there, hopefully I can be that piece. Then they had a 50-win season, and then he got fired. You know what I mean? Then I was so disappointed in my next statement. A lot of our fans hit me and replied and said, you acting like Mark Jackson drafted them. A lot of our fans think the coach has nothing to do with the draft process. My heart was broken into a million pieces.
The coach determines who would fit better, right? Like the coaches,
even if you didn't know that, ain't that common sense?
Yeah.
Once you, but it's so now you know what we need to do. Actually, we need to instead of doing like this ask the wire shit where everybody asks us where the hell we think somebody's going. We need to start doing some shit. Y'all ask questions, just simple basketball questions that might not even be simple, but some shit that you would love to know about that you might not know about. instead of asking us where we think LeBron is going to go or where we think Kevin Durant will go, which is just merely guesses, educated guesses, ask us some things that you might not know about. You know what I mean? Like, oh, what's the process to this? Because I was a little disappointed and shocked that a lot of people didn't really know the draft process. Because to think that the coach has nothing to do with the draft process and choosing the player that they're going to coach and put in their system is a little outrageous to me and was a little disappointing. And I was a little shocked. But we did have a bunch of fans who did know the system. But yeah, you can even there's a footage of, they call them war rooms, where everybody is in there with the whiteboards and they all talking, and it's a collaborative effort. Everything in the front office is a collaborative effort. That's why when new guys come in, like Rob Pelinka and Magic Johnson, the automatic question is how long is that coach that was there before them is going to last, because he's not their guy. You know, you can't Daryl Morey can't go and hire somebody who's defensive when his ethics is
offense.
Right, and analytics. So it makes sense that he went and got Mike D'Antoni. They fit together. They're on the same plan, the same wavelength. You know what I mean? That's how it is. When a new GM come in, he hires his coach. The coach hires his guys, the assistants. The GM goes and get a scouting department, and he can communicate with the scout. This is the type of shit I like and what I'm looking for. The scouts throughout the season, because the GM and the coaching is so busy, they're going to go out and scout. The coaches and GMs will come to some games. They might have a guy like Zion who is must-see, and they'll go to that shit. But the guys like KZ Okpala and those type of guys, the scouts will go and watch. Then when the time comes, they all sit. The scouts have done footage, write-ups, and all of this information about all of these guys and prospects for the coaches and GMs, the assistant GMs, the assistant coach. They all collaborate, and then they talk and figure out what's the best plan. No GM is going and drafting a guy without the coach having any input. That's just ridiculous.
And coaches are also at all the draft combine things.
We were there.
Yes, we literally saw so many head coaches there watching players. They wouldn't be there if they didn't have any decision on what was going on.
Name?
Saunders' son.
The coach of the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I feel disrespectful to say that.
Yeah,
but
I always
don't
forget
remember
this.
his name, man. Ryan. Yeah, you're right.
He was there. Spoelstra was there.
Gentry was there.
Gentry was there. Jim Boylan, y'all coach, was there. Fizdale was there.
Basically, every coach except for Greg Popovich.
Everybody was there. So to think that the coaching. And again, you can even go and do your own research. You can go Google and YouTube draft war rooms where they pick the guy. They have footage of where they make the phone call, and you'll see not the entire front office, but you'll see a lot. It ain't just the GM in there, is basically what I'm saying. It's a collaborative effort. That's why it's important for the new guy, the new GM, to come in and get his people so they all on the same page. You don't want to go in and you working with somebody else's hire. That's the main thing the Lakers have their problem with. Is like Luke Walton is cool, but he's not our guy. He's not our guy. That's not our hire. That's all.
You got to be an elite coach to be able to just keep that job.
Yeah. I mean, it is some coaches that come in and they communicate, and you say, oh, okay, well, this is our vision, blah, blah, blah. We can do our thing. But, yeah.
Free agency starts within a little over 30 hours for us right now, which is insane to think about.
Is it really?
Yeah.
All right, because it's still tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Right.
So we're going to, luckily for us, the first 45 minutes of free agency will be on the ground. So if there's any really quick signings, we'll know that. But then we're going to be up in the air for about 2 hours, hour and a half.
I buy Wi-Fi every time.
You buy Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
I may have to invest too. I may have to.
It's only $30.
Maybe I'm not going to invest. But I think this is going to be super fun.
See, I do the $30. I'm coming back because it's 3 hours.
Yeah. What is see, somebody needs to explain that to me. How is it an hour to get there, but 3 hours to get back?
Something to do with the wind.
Change that. Fix it, Earth.
But so the going there, what you could do is you buy 30-minute sessions for $8. So you don't have to buy two sessions, maybe even 3 at the most, and that's still under $30. Yeah, at most it's $24. So that's what I did the first time going there. But
I'm probably just gonna buy John Wick 2 and watch that on the plane.
That's cool.
It's kind of the way I do things.
But they had actually pissed me off.
Why?
I bought the $30 shit. Netflix and YouTube don't work.
Why?
There's no reason to have it there.
The Wi-Fi ain't that strong to support it.
Oh, to stream.
But but it's strong enough to go on Bleacher Report, Twitter, Instagram. But it ain't strong enough to play you videos. So I was a little pissed because I was like, I was gonna watch Grey's Anatomy.
Well, what I do is like sometimes I'll download shows on your phone.
You could download
watch.
shows on Netflix and like Hulu, and then you could just watch them.
And you can rent movies on iTunes and stuff.
Well, we flying with another airline anyway, so they shit might be better, and they might have the.
I don't know if it can be much better.
KP getting the max from the Mavericks.
Yeah, that's dope.
I'm happy for him.
Last thing. Zion is just Julius Randle's vibes. Cancer, y'all future.
That's why we can't have him, bro.
I got a bold take about Zion.
Oh, we here for it.
See, man, this kid's gonna come in and have a Magic Johnson effect on this team. He's gonna be one of the youngest MVPs. I'm sorry.
Younger than Derrick Rose's MVP?
I think so.
Are you being dead serious or you just talking about your ass?
So wait, let's see how old he is right now. He's
Well,
19, right?
Magic Johnson was the Finals MVP.
I thought he was the youngest regular season MVP.
That's Derrick Rose.
I know, no, not that. I meant to say like to win MVP as a rookie.
He was Finals MVP as a rookie. He wasn't league MVP.
So Zion is 18. He'll turn 19 next week. So that would give him, to beat Derrick Rose, that would give him basically 2 seasons or 3 seasons, regardless. You think he's going to win MVP in the next 3 seasons?
I think so.
Guess we're going to have to wait and see. I honestly don't think the Derrick Rose thing will be beat anytime soon.
I don't think so either. Magic Johnson was the MVP in 1987.
Which is his 3rd year?
He was drafted 1980.
Oh, shit, that's his 7th year. Damn.
3-time MVP, 87, 89, and 1990.
I mean, if that happens, Derrick, you like a genius, but any other time, I don't know, dog. Is he Julius Randle with
What
hops?
makes you say that?
Because I just feel like he's going to be so impactful for that team. And I think they're going to be able to. I think he's going to be able to get them to the playoffs after everything that happened last season with AD and all that.
I think if they get to the playoffs, Zoe and Ingram will have like breakout seasons. I don't think it's going to be because of his ass.
I think it's going to be because of him.
What about his game gives you that though? And I'm not saying
the ability to guard all 5 positions.
Carry a team to the playoffs as a rookie, 6'6" Zion, inconsistent jumper. He's not. I mean, even in college, his athleticism was still there, but it wasn't overpowering how we seen in high school. Which now you put him on a platform where you have even bigger, better athletic guys in the NBA. He's not like a bucket getter. You know what I'm saying? He can score, but he scores the transition and different things like that. He's not like crossover, pull up, mid range, 3. He's not like that.
But what if he did come out like that? Like he was just hiding it for the NBA.
He would be a jackass to be hiding it. But yeah, I don't know. I think in order for that team to be good, which it has the potential, I think Zion is definitely going to have to perform at a high level. You know, like Luka Doncic level. Mm-hmm. And then I think Zoe has to come out and have his best season. Same with Ingram. And then Drew Holiday has to be Drew Holiday. But even then, you still need Jackson Hayes, young ass, to be effective as a center, a young center in the NBA. You're still going to need him to produce.
Well, what we do know is that July 8th, the Bulls play against the Pelicans in Summer League, and Kobe White going to dunk on him. Somebody that's not even athletic. He's going to get athletic for that exact reason, just to dunk on Zion.
What if Kobe White don't play? How pissed would you be?
I wouldn't even be pissed. He got to play at least some of these games.
Yeah.
Maybe towards the end.
We'll be there.
Croatia has a team coming in. That's interesting. We're going to be there from when?
11.
The 11th. There's only a few games after that.
Oh, yeah, and then the rest is about who wins and shit like that.
Yeah, it's not. Oh, that's like the tournament and stuff. But Indiana versus Toronto is the
Memphis,
first day.
I'll watch that. See Javon if he plays.
Right.
Ja Morant.
And maybe by this time, Ja's not playing because it's basically one of the last games of Summer League. You know how it works. They'll play the first 2, at least the top prospects.
Ja gonna play.
You think so?
He gonna play all that shit. Unless he tweaked his ankle like Brandon Ingram did that one summer. But remember, Lonzo Ball played every game. And won the MVP. Him and Kyle Kuzma played every game.
I'm pretty sure Larry played most of the games too, right?
Mm-hmm. Markel was the only one that didn't. But Markel did play.
Wendell didn't play all of them either.
He did?
For some reason. I don't remember if it was.
Soft ass. You don't never play. Are we ever going to see you play?
Come on.
That's crazy we still don't have an update on Markel.
Now, the GM came out and said something. Like, he don't know what the hell going on.
Yeah.
And then Markel posted something with some song about kind of, I don't know.
I don't know. It's such a weird story. I don't know if we'll ever know the specifics of
Maybe
Markel
he'll
post.
come out with a book and explain.
I won't even read the shit. I need a sit-down interview. I need a documentary.
With Rachel Nichols?
No, but through the wire.
Through the wire?
Through the wire.
Okay.
Hey, HOA's got an amazing film crew.
Yes.
So if you do want to go through it, Markel, hit us up, bro.
Lucas, Sam. Shout out to everybody over there. Shout out my boy Josh. Been holding it down. Shout out to Jackie. Shout out to Doug. Shout out to Omar, CJ. Who else am I not? I don't want to forget
Drew,
nobody.
Sam.
Jeff.
Drew. I named them.
Oh.
See, now you put yourself in a weird spot because if you did forget just one person's name,
I didn't. Thank God I didn't. Other Sam. Sure.
two times.
No, not other Sam. Small Drew. Tall Drew, small Drew. Matter of fact, call Drew. Where's Waldo? Where's
Okay,
Waldo?
we out. We out.
Let me ball, yo. Make you fall, though. A butter law. Nah.